being at a net worth of 230 billion, roughly, being perceived as the richest person on Earth.
Well, I think Putin is significantly richer than me.
You really do, yeah?
Yes. I mean, there's been many times where I expected to lose everything. Who starts a car company and a rocket company expecting them to succeed? Certainly not me. I thought they both had less than a 10% chance of success. And frankly, I wasn't wrong in that in 2008, we had the third failure of SpaceX, and if the fourth launch had failed, SpaceX would be dead in 2008. We had no money for a fifth launch. And for Tesla, Tesla's been on the verge of bankruptcy many times. And we closed the financing round in 2008, because remember, at the end of 2008, General Motors and Chrysler were going bankrupt, and Ford was almost bankrupt. So imagine trying to raise money for an electric car startup while General Motors is going bankrupt. And people were angry that I even asked. But we were able to just barely raise enough money to squeak by and close the financing round for Tesla on the last hour of the last day that it was possible in Christmas Eve 2008. And if we had not closed that financing round then, it would have gone bankrupt 2 days after Christmas. I think I can be helpful in conflicts. I try to take the set of actions that are most likely to improve the probability that the future will be good. I want to be super clear. In my opinion, Germany should not only not shut down the nuclear power plants, it should reopen the ones that shut down. And those are the fastest ones to restart. It's crazy to shut down nuclear power plants, especially like if you're in a place where there's not natural disasters. So like if you're maybe somewhere where there's severe earthquakes or tsunamis or something like that, it's more, of a question mark as to, maybe, but if there's not like massive natural disaster risk, which Germany does not have, then there's really no danger with the nuclear power plants. I think long term, most of civilization's energy is going to come from solar, and then you need to store it with a battery, because obviously the sun only shines during the day, and sometimes it's very cloudy. So you need solar batteries will be the main long-term way that civilization is powered. But between now and then, we need to maintain nuclear. I can't emphasize enough, please do not shut down the nuclear power plants, and please reopen the ones that have been shut. This is total madness to shut them down. I want to be clear. Total madness. With respect to AI and robotics, I always approach these things with some trepidation, because I certainly do not want to play a hand in anything that could potentially be harmful to humanity. Humanoid robots, they're clearly happening. You look at like Boston Dynamics, their demonstrations are better every year. So there will be humanoid robots. The rate of advancement of AI is very rapid. The landing will be loud. So you'd want to probably be connecting, cities that are next to oceans or seas, such that you can land maybe, far enough offshore that the landing noise is not disturbing to people. I don't think we should try to have people live for a very long time. It would cause ossification of society, because the truth is, most people don't change their mind; they just die. And so, if they don't die, they will be stuck with old ideas, and society won't advance. I think we already have quite a serious issue with the gerontocracy, where the leaders of so many countries are extremely old. Look, in the U.S., it's very, very ancient leadership, and it's just impossible to stay in touch with the people if you're, if you're like many generations older than them. And the founders in the U.S., they put minimum ages for political office, but they did not put maximum ages, because they did not expect that people will be living so long, but they should have. Because you really want, in order for a democracy to function well, the leaders must be reasonably in touch with the bulk of the population. And if you're too young or too old, it's you can't say that you would be in touch. Impossible is a strong word.
You don't like that word?
Well, it's just it's a strong word. I mean, I sort of approach things from a physics standpoint, and the word impossible is, more or less banned in physics. I'm really worried about this birth rate thing. That's been troubling me for many years, because I just don't see it turning around. Every year it's worse. And I drive my friends crazy. Well, I mean, we've been honored to meet any of them, even for a minute. I think Ben Franklin would be the most fun at dinner. It might actually be Ben Franklin, frankly. He did a lot of science and engineering stuff. I don't know, but it's funny. Da Vinci thought of himself first and foremost as an engineer, and for the time he was pretty impressive. My biggest hope is that humanity creates a self-sustaining city on Mars. I think there's degrees of love, but certainly for one to be feel fully happy, I think you have to be happy in work and happy in love. So I suppose I'm medium happy.